talked about it several years ago and kept saying I wanted to get solar. But Tom really wanted to wait till the technology had changed a little bit and we didn't have to have big solar panels on the front of our house to change the look of our house. So then Tom really spearheaded the next part where we worked with you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a joint, I think it was a joint idea. We knew that was somewhere we wanted to go to balance our energy usage and also just to be more green in general. And we had spoken to quite a few people, and then I really started to be serious about it and look into it deeper. All of the energy aspects were a main driver of it, to control our energy usage and really kind of be more green. But also, one main driver for me, I didn't want the panels in the front of the house. And our house actually faces the main direction of where you had to put panels before the technology caught up. So once I heard, and once you and I talked, and we were able to put together a plan and a format on the roof that wasn't right on the front of the house, that's really not visible and keeps the look of our house very clean, then I was even more interested. So the technology finally caught up. It was very straightforward. I mean, you guys made it really easy. Once we laid out the map and we looked at what it was going to look like on the roof, where the panels were going to be, and at that point, we were pretty much ready to go as far as talking about prices and where we were going to be as far as cost. But once we got all that buttoned up, it was painless. It really moved pretty fast. And it's definitely not a scam. I mean, it's a great avenue to control your power usage, and you get a full idea of what you're using, when you're using it, as well as how much you're using. And it gives you the flexibility to use it when you want it. So that was the beauty of it for us. It really, it gave us an eye opener on what was drawing more power in our house and what wasn't. And truly, when we used the power that we needed at the right time, it balanced out to where we could, for example, run our air conditioning pretty much anytime we wanted.
I think that is not an issue either. I mean, I think we're paying less per month now than we did for our PG&E bills, if I'm correct.
You are correct.
So in the long run, we're saving money and going green also at the same time. So it does seem like money could be an issue. But really, when you sit down and look at everything, and I think to what you said before, I think it was really, you were very transparent with all the information in the beginning and laying out all the steps and what all the financial pieces would be. So we had a really clear picture going in, and it's been financially very feasible.
It's definitely, the process is not that time consuming. Once you sit down and, you guys have, you sit down and lay out a plan. Once you look at the plan and see what the cost is, and you decide which avenue you'd like to go as far as the cost and as far as the product and getting it installed, and once it's all mapped out, it moves pretty fast. So it's not that time consuming on your part. And the beauty of most, I'd say 95% of the installation is nobody needed to come in the house. You didn't even need to be there. They just would, come in or come around the side and get up on the roof and do what they needed to do. So everything was exterior as far as the installation, and that was nice and easy. Yeah, I think I had so many people come to my door and knock on my door and say, hey, are you interested in solar? And I would say yes. And I'd start to have the discussion, not so much as far as cost, but more of, do the panels have to be in the front of my house? Because I don't think it's attractive. And having a single story house, I just don't think it's something that we wanted to do for the exterior of our house. And once I ended up having the conversation with you, Rod, and the costs are all pretty similar. But the nice part was you were like, hey, the technology's there. We don't need to have them in the front of your house. So that really was the outlying factor as far as the research involved. You assured me that we could do that. And once we started to put it together, it made a lot of sense that we could do that and it would still look great. And people don't even know we have solar. They walk up and see our house and they have no idea. So everybody, any of friends, neighbors, or people that we've talked to about solar, if they want to talk about, they're like, oh, I don't, if they first mention, I don't want it on my roof in front of my house, I don't think it's attractive, then I immediately say, walk by my house, take a look. You won't even know it's there. So it's all around the exterior and the sides of the house, which is great. So that really was the deciding factor for me when the technology caught up and I could put it on the back and sides of the house, and it wasn't in the front of the house. It wasn't just a glaring obvious view of panels as soon as you walked up approaching my house.
And I think I would say also, as far as the trustworthiness, definitely there are a lot of people come up to our door and we don't know them and they're talking about solar. So I can appreciate how people would feel not knowing who they're talking to, but this was a great process working with you and everybody you had working on our house and working on our solar panels. And we have in turn recommended you to several other people who've had great experiences as well. So we feel very comfortable with your company and all the work that you all did, as well as giving your name to other people. We feel very confident in that.